What's up, y'all? If you have been following my channel, then you know I make a lot of shorts, and one of the shorts I made not too long ago, I would say a few days ago, was about a young man who was riding his bike and a grown man, and I called him the neighborhood bike patrol. He accosted this young man, took his phone and all. Now, me being a father, I wouldn't have that shit. I know a lot of you men would agree with me. A grown man taking your son's phone? First of all, the question that you're probably asking is, what did the young man do wrong? In the video, we don't see anything at all. I can't call it out. And you know on this channel, I call bullshit out when I see bullshit. Wrong is wrong and right is right. I didn't see this young man do anything unlawful or anything to harm anyone else. This grown man was following him, then took his phone. But then what was even more disturbing was the fact that other men joined in. Other men held this young man hostage. For what reason? We don't know, but we are about to learn exactly why and what happened to these grown-ass men who accosted a young teenage boy for whatever reason they deem fit.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Liz.
A viral confrontation inside a West Boca gated community involving a teenager on an e-bike has now escalated into a felony case.
CBS 12 News first told you when a man was accused of confronting a 13-year-old boy inside the Lotus community.
Well, now, after weeks of questions about whether more serious charges would be filed, he's been booked into the Palm Beach County lockup.
CBS 12 News reporter 𝗘-𝗕𝗶𝗸𝗲 joins us live tonight with what changed. Katie?
As y'all seen in the video in the background, these men surrounded this teenage boy, and one of them actually held him from behind against his own will. This young man was trying to fight for his phone, and these grown-ass men, no men came up, no men stepped up, no men tried to defend him. They were actually on the side of this deranged lunatic.
Jim and Liz, this confrontation between a man and a kid on an e-bike has gotten so out of control it actually ended right here at the Palm Beach County Jail. Now, we have been covering this story since the very beginning, since the man at the center of this viral video was first given a notice to appear for a misdemeanor charge. Then we saw more misdemeanor charges getting added on. And fast forward to right now, he's been booked for a felony robbery charge.
Give me my phone! Go ahead. Give me my phone! Dude, get your hands off of him.
The video that spread across South Florida, a 13-year-old surrounded by adults inside the gated Lotus community in West Boca Raton. Now, 62-year-old Mitchell Schumann has been booked into the Palm Beach County Jail after prosecutors upgraded the case to felony robbery. CBS 12 News first noticed signs last week this case was moving out of misdemeanor court, but at the time, prosecutors wouldn't say why. Now we know. Court records accuse Schumann of taking the teen's phone while the boy was aware it was happening.
Give me my phone!
And under Florida law, that moment matters.
So the boy here was clearly aware, and the act was sudden. So that's why you have this charge, which, if proven, can get the defendant in a whole lot of trouble.
It's a third-degree felony, punishable by up to 5 years in prison.
It's real fun because you don't have any authority to do anything.
Security does.
Deputies say Schumann followed the child on a bike, threw a water bottle, and took the boy's phone during an argument over reckless e-bike riding.
That's right. He did throw a water bottle at this young man. Again, you fathers out there, leave a message in the comment section and let me know what exactly you would have done if you found out that this man was following your son for allegedly reckless driving or riding an e-bike, as if it was his place, as if he's the neighborhood bike watch. Even if you're a mother, leave a comment and let me know how you would have reacted if your son came home without his cell phone. If your son came home and told you a grown man threw a water bottle at him, took his cell phone, other men surrounded him, held him against his will, what would you have done?
The video, of course, is key. It removes the whole he said thing.
But the defense says the viral video doesn't tell the full story. Schuman's attorney tells CBS 12 News his client plans to, quote, vigorously defend against the charges, adding there's important context the public has not yet seen, including previous community complaints about the teen's e-bike riding.
Other complaints about his e-bike riding. It's an e-bike. Y'all do know what the E stands for, right? It's an e-bike. I understand if it was a motorcycle bike and it was loud and the teen was riding around 3 o'clock in the morning. It's an e-bike. What could he possibly be doing on an e-bike that is so illegal? What could he be possibly doing on an e-bike, an electric bicycle, that you would have to literally follow him, throw a water bottle at him, get him off of the bike, hold him hostage, take his phone, and the list goes on and on.
Now, Schuman is currently out on bond, but we've also been getting a lot of questions about the other adults you can see in that video and whether they'll be facing any
Good
charges.
question.
Now, at this time, it appears as though no other individuals have been arrested, and it's still unclear whether any additional charges will be filed. But we are going to stay on top of this, Jim and Liz. Now, we are live here at Palm Beach County Jail. I'm 𝗘-𝗕𝗵𝗵𝗲, CBS 12 News.
The viral West Boca e-bike confrontation that already landed one man in jail this week has now led to a second felony arrest.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. This is what I was waiting for. See, one thing I do believe is that we should definitely protect the children. The children are the future, right? Sound like a song. But it's the truth. The children are the future, so we must protect kids, children, teenagers, 12, 13, 14, 15, y'all know, and on. Because they can't truly defend themselves, especially against 5, 6 grown-ass men, grown men who want to surround the teenager, take his phone, hold him against his will. For what? What exactly did they think they were going to accomplish by doing this? Y'all are grown men. Now, imagine if my son had called and said, hey, Dad, these men are following me on bikes. These men have me surrounded on, and we live in a gated community, which means what? Oh, I'm right around the corner. They live in that neighborhood. Do you know the hell that I would have raised? You probably don't, because you don't know me. And I don't know you, but I'm pretty sure you would have done the same things that I'm thinking about doing.
The second suspect, also seen in that video, going after a boy whose e-bike riding had reportedly upset some of the residents in the neighborhood. Well, CBS 12 News reporter 𝗘-𝗵𝗵𝗲 joining us live tonight just outside the Palm Beach County Jail with the latest development in this case.
Well, Jim and Liz, what started as just a neighborhood argument over a kid on an e-bike quickly became that viral video where you can hear the child yelling for his phone back. And now fast forward, we are here outside the Palm Beach County Jail where a second man has now been booked on felony charges.
Another thing that we have to think about is that why didn't they contact this young man's parents? Isn't that what you do whenever you're dealing with children? You contact their parents. Then you have a grown-up conversation. You do not approach the child. You find out where this child lives, especially they live in a gated community. Everybody knows everyone. I'm pretty sure of it. Everyone knows everyone. So you just find out where this kid lives, knock on his door, speak to his parents about his e-bike riding. Whether he was riding on your lawn, whether he hit your car with the e-bike. That's about the only things I could think of that you could literally do that people would be pissed off about on an e-bike.
Give me my phone. Go ahead. Give me my phone. Dude, get your hands off of him.
For more than 6 minutes, a 13-year-old is heard desperately trying to get his phone back while adults surround him inside the gated Lotus community in West Boca Raton. But before the phone came the e-bike argument. Investigators say 𝗔𝗱𝗂𝗰𝗸𝗲𝗱 accused the teen of riding recklessly through the neighborhood.
It's real fun because you don't have any authority to do anything.
Security does.
Now, more than a month later, 53-year-old Ari Brooks, seen in the black shirt and sunglasses, has now been booked on the same 4 charges that landed Schumann behind bars: battery, petty theft, criminal mischief, and felony robbery by sudden snatch.
That's exactly what happens when you put your hands on a teenager, on a child. Did y'all see how he was manhandling him? But I guarantee you, if it was a man my size, trust and believe, every bit of 6'3", 220 pounds, they wouldn't have done that. They did it because they had the advantage on this child. That's exactly why. Now, I'm surprised the parents haven't came out, the child's parents haven't came out and said anything about these male Karens, because that's exactly what they are. And I guarantee you that the people who were complaining about his e-bike riding were probably Karens, male or female. They probably did not like the fact that this young child was on the streets riding, having fun. You know how it is with Karens. They find anything and everything to complain about.
In a newly released police report, investigators say the video helped build the case.
Here, give me the phone.
Here, Brooks appears to take the phone, then walks into the street with the child following right behind him, still asking for his
Oh,
phone
yeah.
back.
Yeah, he did.
Ringing.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell me where you live?
It's ringing.
Detectives accuse Brooks of purposely withholding the phone while making no effort to return it. And under Florida law, that moment can turn a phone grab into a felony.
Robbery by sudden snatching is a unique charge where the person is not using, number 1, a weapon, number 2, violence, number 3, threats of violence, but they're taking it more in a stealthful, non-violent manner.
If you didn't know, you're going to learn today. These men are learning a valuable lesson about touching shit that's not theirs, especially if it's not your property, it's not your phone. Why do you have this young man's phone? And when you got the phone from the other deranged guy that was on the bike, why didn't you just give it back to the child and tell him to call his parents? Again, they were holding this child against his will, especially when they surrounded him, especially when this man that you are looking at put his hands on this child. Again, I would be a pissed off parent if I seen this video.
Degree felony is punishable by up to 5 years in prison.
They won't get that.
Stop.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Don't wear security.
They should have just given the boy his phone. They should have contacted his parents, spoke to them about it, and the parents were supposed to do what? Reprimand their child. They were supposed to correct whatever it is their child was doing. But instead, y'all decided to take matters into your own hands as if y'all were the neighborhood watch. And y'all probably consider yourselves that just because you live in a really nice neighborhood of Boca Raton, Florida. Been there. Trust me, it's a really nice neighborhood. You should visit sometimes. Just make sure you're not riding an e-bike. Until next time.
If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content.